When Farouk Abdulmutallab attempted to trigger an in-flight explosion, he also rekindled the fear every security official has felt since 9/11 of a passenger smuggling explosives on an airplane.
The number one area we need to focus on, the biggest potential vulnerability, is a bomb on the body.
Eliminating that vulnerability has been a problem. 8 years since Richard Reed tried to ignite his shoes, and 5 years since the 9/11 Commission pointedly said the TSA and Congress must give priority attention to detecting explosives on passengers, no clear solution has emerged. For example, when passengers remove their shoes, the X-ray can detect alterations in the shoe, but not the chemicals from a bomb. When most passengers go through a domestic machine, does that detect explosives?
No, it only detects metal.
For years, the TSA, the Transportation Security Administration, thought the solution was puffer machines, which do sniff out explosives. But $30 million later, one problem.
What we found is the machines were constantly clogging and were out of service, and that actually you end up in worst case than not having them at all.
Former TSA Administrator Kip Hawley and other officials say the next best choice is full-body imaging machines. These don't detect chemicals either, but could have found the package Abdulmutallab sewed into his underwear.
And if they try to hide it under the clothes, it will come out, and then the officer can call for further follow-up.
The system still has plenty of other ways to find bombs. Dogs are used now more than ever before. And when passengers get sent to what's called secondary screening, that's where your bags get swabbed, right there those machines do detect bomb-making chemicals. Officials insist if Abdulmutallab had in any way been flagged as a threat, he would have gone to secondary screening and been caught right there. Harry?
Wyatt Andrews at Reagan National tonight. Thanks. By the way, two agencies created after 9/11 to keep potential terrorists off airplanes have been without chiefs for nearly a year. The Transportation Security Administration, as well as Customs and Border Protection. President Obama has made nominations to both posts, but the Senate hasn't acted on either of them. In the case of the TSA, a Republican senator blocked the nomination because he's concerned the new leader would try to unionize employees. Juan Zarate is CBS News national security analyst. He joins us tonight from Los Angeles. Juan, good evening.
Thank you, Harry. Good evening.
For several days now, we have been talking about this failure to connect these dots. Why is it so difficult, or why does it seem to be anyway?
Well, I think there are multiple reasons, Harry. First of all, you still have various databases used by the U.S. government for different purposes. Some for vetting folks who are on flights, others for looking at suspicious activity in terrorist groups. And so you have multiple data. People also have to remember you have huge amounts of data out there, often in pieces and parts, and it still takes scud work, really hard work on the part of analysts to put pieces together. And I think in this case, what we may find is that people just weren't able to put the pieces together with enough time to figure out that this individual was a real danger to aviation.
Still, at the same time, Abdulmutallab's name was on a watch list, not on the no-fly list, but on a watch list of some 500,000 names. How does that not at least earn him a pat-down in Nigeria or in Amsterdam?
Well, Harry, there are actually there's criteria for the different lists that exist in the U.S. government, including for the no-fly list and then the selectee list, which is the list that requires a secondary search of an individual trying to travel. The government just did not have enough information developed about him, didn't put the pieces together to determine that he was enough of a danger to put him on the no-fly list or the selectee list.
And very quickly, we've been talking also a lot about Yemen the last couple of days. How serious a threat are these seemingly hundreds more like Abdulmutallab who would follow in his footsteps?
The problem of Yemen as a potential safe haven is serious, Harry. This is something that counterterrorism officials have been looking at for some time. Al-Qaeda has a presence there. Yemen is unstable and dealing with multiple threats, a rebellion in the north, secessionists in the south. And so this is a real problem. And if Al-Qaeda there is reaching out and trying to touch the homeland directly from Yemen, I think we've got a new problem on our hands, and the administration has to take a very close look at this.
Juan Zarate in L.A. tonight. Thank you.